going on, people? And we're back at it. I want to show much love for people who are watching out there. So we have a unique situation going on. So our last video that we collabed with the Solutions Group with Akeem, heads up to you. A lot of people were hitting me up, and actually my business partner hit me up and said, hey, you know, you were kind of short-sighted when you did that. Because we went through the property, we were kind of looking at it from a black and white perspective. Would I buy this as a flip? And basically that was it. So what we're going to do with this situation is we're going to walk it with my right hand. If you guys notice, my man Jason, if you need any contractor work,
thank you.
He is that guy. So we're going to walk this property and kind of compare apples to oranges to find out what's the best solution. Is this something that we should buy and hold as a rental, or should we put some money into it and then flip? So you're going to get a first-hand look on how we kind of go through properties and do that analysis. So we are in North Newport News, Denver area, 4 minutes away from Fort Eustis. As I always say in real estate, location, 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 right? It doesn't get much better than that. And now your clientele could be, you know, young professionals, could be military, whatever the case is, right? And you always want to kind of advertise to the masses. So this property specifically is 1,700 square feet. It's a 3, 2.5. So as we always say, a 3 bedroom, 2 full bathrooms, and a half bathroom that is downstairs. And it has an attached garage, which you don't see that often anymore, which is also another selling feature. So as we were kind of walking through, I like this because our visions are always different when we go through properties. So he is big on luxury. I'm big on, keep it practical, right? So right now we're in the main room that is right off the master, or right off the entrance, the main entrance. So if you were to come in here, whether you're doing a rental or a flip, what would you do in here?
Well, the first thing to do as far as a flip is you really want that wow factor.
Okay.
Right. So I would open up the living room, open up the kitchen.
Okay.
Primarily when you have load-bearing walls, I don't like to mess too much with them.
Gotcha.
So I'll just push them back enough just to where you get that open concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
And then you want everything flowing too. So the floors, I would run the floors the same way as the rooms, going from room to room. Instead of side to side,
right.
I'll run it lengthwise.
Elongated. I like that. Would you do the same flooring in the main entrance here, or would you still keep that tile?
Well, to be honest with you, since we're on a slab, I'm kind of partial to vinyl plank. So I would vinyl plank the whole downstairs. Okay. And a lot of colors it's gonna pop are your grays blues, your cherry woods. So I would definitely darken this floor and lighten the walls.
Okay. So one thing he always does in his properties, which I do like, and he actually taught me this. So when you're doing vinyl properties or vinyl flooring, not only is it's aesthetically it's pleasing, but it's also waterproof, so it's functional at the same time. And it's pretty inexpensive, right? You know, when you're going that route. So it's actually something good to consider. So no, I agree with you. So honestly, this home, there's not much that I would do here personally, to be quite honest with you. If we were going to the flip mode, I will probably just, I agree with the flooring. You want to cascade that all throughout the first floor so it's uniform. When we back up, go to the other room, we'll show you what he's talking about with kind of widening the entrance here that separates this room from the formal dining. And other than that, I think you keep it with paint and keep it as is. I like that. Would you put a fan in there? I don't know if would you do that?
I would definitely put a fan.
Okay, put a fan in?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so right now we're standing in the formal dining area, right? So let's keep walking. We're right next door to the kitchen right there. So some things that Jay mentioned earlier is this wall right here, right? So determining that this is load bearing, and he said, you know, regardless of what, he would just open this up so you have more of an access here, and it does open it up, you know, theoretically. And another thing too, the reason why he would do that, keep it as is, because this is a support structure. So you keep it as that, and you don't have to remove this. So if we were to knock down these walls, there's a strong possibility we have to install another header to make sure we're supporting upstairs. Costs a lot of money, time and energy. You probably got to get a structural engineer here to do analysis on it. So just to keep it as is and still open it up so you still get the flow, then you just do that. And plus, if you were to open this up and remove this is what they call a soffit. And the soffit, it could be electrical. So typically when you see that in the kitchen, you got electrical cabling going through there, but in this case, more than likely, it's ventilation. And to remove ventilation is it's a lot of money and effort. But Jay, what was your design idea on the joint? What would you do?
Well, so when you move the soffit, there's a lot of money involved. We're trying to escape that. So when we push these walls back and then support them with 4x4s, of course, for you builders type, that's gonna get us to keep the cost down. We would keep this here, but we would encase it in shiplap, so you get that run through wood feeling.
Yeah, so shiplap, have you ever seen that? I don't know if you guys watch on HGTV, you can Google it. Chip and Joanne, they use that in all the properties, very popular in Texas. So we did shiplap, actually one of the flips we did on Merrimack, 975 Merrimack was one of the flips. Beautiful. On the outside of the kitchen, you had an accent wall, if you will. We took that from the floor to the ceiling with shiplap, and as soon as you walk in there, it's just a wow factor. So I do appreciate that. I like that. All right.
So shiplap is cheap at Home Emporium, just so you know.
So anything else in here? Outside of opening this up, we talked about the flooring already. Kind of just doing a scan right now. Maybe the light fixtures, update those and modernize it.
Definitely.
Paint, of course, we keep talking about that. Other than that, I'll probably keep it as is. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. It's not really much that you would have to do in here, and again, that keeps the cost down.
Yeah.
And then also, if you're gonna open this up to give the wow factor, you have to open this up. Okay. Imagine that this cabinet isn't here and it's a bare wall. We would push both of these walls back. Again, support them with 4x4s, of course, but we don't have to keep this height. We can go further up into the ceiling.
So before we start talking about the kitchen and kind of how we would dissect this versus a flip versus a rental, I want to put much emphasis on what you saw so far when we're talking about opening up the windows and the soffit and things like that. I said windows, open up the windows?
Yes.
Oh, I said don't open up the windows, but open up the walls there. That's for a flip, specifically a flip. Going back in, if we were to do this for a rental, wouldn't touch any of the walls. If anything, we'll just do the paint and the flooring, of course. And the reason why I would do the paint, because that should be a common practice anyway. If you're going to own a rental property, as people are moving in and out of there, that should be part of your transition period for you to actually do that. That's how you beautify a property and so on and so forth. So you want to treat it, as though you were moving into the property. So coming back here to the kitchen, by far, the three most things that give you the most value in a property: your kitchen, that are going to sell the property, much emphasis on that. The kitchen, the master bedroom and suite, and the size of a property, right? So let's talk about this right here let's do rental first for this one. So the kitchen, if I'm just keeping this as a rental, what would you do?
If I'm keeping it as a rental, first thing I would do is I would still upgrade the appliances to medium grade. I would definitely stain the cabinets, and I think I would leave the countertops.
Okay.
I would leave the countertops. You can re-vinyl, which is recover the countertops. That's a cheaper route to go if you just want to aesthetically make it look nicer.
So,
but other than that, I wouldn't touch much in here. I would run the flooring through, out, down here, the vinyl.
Doing the vinyl throughout every downstairs, doing the vinyl. I like that.
Yeah, and then just keep it simple and less cost effective.
I like that. So switching gears a little bit, and I do like that. So you're keeping this as cost effective as you can, repurposing different things, doing a facelift basically, right?
Yes,
as long as it's working and it's functional, keep it as is. It's a rental, right? You don't want to put a lot of money into it. However, though, you want to put some care into it. Now in a flip, the game is different. If we're flipping this right now, like I said earlier, your money maker is going to be the kitchen. So I'm going to talk to what I would do and see what you would do.
Okay,
right? So off rip, complete gut, all the flooring we talked about already, whether it's a rental or flip. The grade of flooring might be different. I don't know. Might be different. I still like the vinyl touch, so I might have a different flavor here in the kitchen for the flip. My cabinets are gone, so I'm doing probably the white cabinets because it's a good sized kitchen, but that white kind of amplifies the size a little bit, right? And it makes it off like it is bigger. So I'll do the white shaker style cabinets. We did that in a property on Ledens Avenue, and that's dope. dope, 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 dope. Granite top, 1000%. Stainless steel appliances. I keep looking, so I'm torn on this wall. Would I tear this wall down? I don't know. The reason why I don't know because, okay, I'm a freak it. If I am gonna do that, the problem is if I tear down this wall, I'm losing cabinet space, right? So and I don't want to compromise that. But I feel like I have enough cabinets here, right? So I'll probably knock this down, and I would probably put a nice peninsula aisle right there. I got the sink in there, and then, but I'm losing cabinets. I'm still gonna do it though. So I'm knocking that down. The reason I'm knocking this down because I want to be able to be in the kitchen and entertain at both levels. Gotcha. So I feel comfortable having enough cabinets here. I have my pantry right here, so if I need any more storage, I got my pantry here. So I'm turning that wall down.
So the whole wall, or
just halfway? Yeah, I'm doing a knee high.
Okay.
I'm doing a knee high. Okay. Yeah.
That's a very good idea.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
That's a very good idea, and it doesn't allow. Right now, there's separation.
Respect.
So if you're entertaining people,
respect,
they feel like they're in this room and these other people are in this room.
Okay.
You bring everybody together with that.
Okay. So you do the same thing?
Definitely. All right. So a couple of things that we wanted to point out is when you're doing a flip, a lot of the small things go a long way. So comfortability and convenience are two major things that go a long way. So some of the small things you can do is like a lot of people like to charge their phone devices or listen to music while they're in the kitchen. So what I would do is I would change these to the USB / 3-prong sockets. Just to give a little touch. Of course, do a backsplash, right?
Good point.
And also the LED lighting. It'll be on a two-way switch. So when you turn off the main lights, that's when the LED lights come on. So you don't have to turn on the main lights in the middle of the night when you're going to the kitchen to get something to drink. And then it's also important that I like to do to also have LED for your kick plates down here.
Alright, so kind of keeping that same narrative on going to a room and looking at, am I going to flip it? So what would I do if I flip it? What would I do if I rent it out? It's kind of take the same approach here in the living room, right? Flooring, we already discussed that. Feature, I probably would change that out, actually. Fans are pretty inexpensive, right? You just got to get someone to do it. So I'll modernize that a little bit more with the stainless versus the brass. I'll probably do that. Outside of that, man, I wouldn't do anything in here for the rent. Even for the flip, I'll probably do something here with this fireplace. Just kind of beautify that a little bit. Jay was talking about some design techniques, and I'll let him speak to that. But other than that, probably just edify that, and everything else, I'll leave it as is.
Yeah, definitely. So what I would probably do is go from floor to ceiling and just make a brick mantle out of the fireplace, just to give it a little accent, something kind of eclectic, just to make the room other than what it already is.
Alright, so we're finishing up downstairs. The very last room I think is worth having a conversation about is the bathroom. It's a half bath, right? It's pretty simple as far as its layout. Two-piece. You have the vanity, you have the toilet. Rental, maybe swap that out. Actually, probably rental or even the flip. I'll probably do the same thing, honestly.
Yeah,
I probably,
definitely.
So probably put the pedestal sink in there. If you've seen those, it's the one with it looks like a pedestal and the stem underneath it. It makes the bathroom look a lot bigger. Toilet, to swap it out, right? And paint. We were just talking about how we both like wallpaper in the bathroom. Like good quality wallpaper though, right? Maybe some texture on it or something like that is subtle, but it's still defined. Other than that, man, I don't know what else I'll do in there.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other thing is change the toilet out to the push buttons, because it's gonna save you money in the long run. Definitely, because you can choose between which amount of water that you're using.
So we're upstairs now in the bedroom, the master bedroom, and we definitely want to emphasize the size of this. So same narrative.
Massive.
It's massive. Like this is one of the rooms that you don't see often. Even the layout is functional. A lot of times too, when you walk in the master bedroom, the door might be in an odd position to where you walk in, you're like, where do I put my master or my furniture and stuff like that. This one is actually a clean canvas and it's very functional. So definitely love that about it. Not much in here. So either I'm doing a rental or even if I'm flipping this, I would probably just do a fan in here. Probably do the same flooring, right? You'll do the vinyl up here, or do something different?
I would do the vinyl.
Do the vinyl?
Yeah.
So okay. So the same flooring that we're doing downstairs. Why not just keep it up coming up here? Fresh paint, as we always talk about. A new fixture, and I think that's all I was doing here. Honestly, for this space right here.
Definitely. And being that you don't have to do much, you're keeping it cost effective.
I like that.
Like you said, we're saving money here so we can put it elsewhere.
So on either side of me right now, you have a closet. You have a linen closet and you have a walk-in closet, true to size, really good size. And then right here behind me, you have a full ensuite for your master bath. So what would you do to convert this? Well, let me speak to the rental first. My bad. Speak to the rental first, right? So as a rental, I'm keeping everything as is. Closets stay the same. They're functional. The racks are up there. Leave it as is. Might update the bathroom. Maybe some tile. Maybe a vanity. Some fixtures. I'm not spending a lot of time and energy into there. Once again, it's a rental. And other than that, I think everything's in good shape. Now, if this is a flip, Jay, holla at them. What you doing to the flip?
Well, if this is a flip, what I was thinking about is I've seen it to where you walk through the closet to get to the bathroom. That is efficiency because it saves you time, whether you're getting dressed, whether you're getting ready to go to work, so on and so forth. So instead of having these two as separate closets, I would open it up. So it's essentially a walk-in closet. Then I would build out a door, put a door here, and lead it all the way into the bathroom. And of course, run the vinyl all through upstairs, because what's good about vinyl is you can also put it in the bathroom.
So this is HGTV. This is when we cut to a schematic, right? So I want you to drive your imagination, right? So imagine walking in here, flooring, colors on the wall, light fixtures, so on and so forth. And then as I'm coming through here, I have an entrance. Just kind of illustrated what Jay was talking about. I have an entrance. As soon as I walk through that entrance, probably put a track door or like a barn door, right? So one of those barn doors is on the slide, kind of do something like that for aesthetic purposes. I walk in here, this is gone. This is all closet space, right? I don't even know how much square feet that is. I mean, that's pretty massive. And then all right here is I'm walking through clothes, my closet. I got some bench seating right there, and then a full-on bathroom. And then actually we can talk about the bathroom a little bit. Okay. So I kind of mentioned, what I would do when I was out there to the bathroom, and you'll get more visuals as we're kind of walking through that. So right now you have a 1, 2, 3 piece, 4 piece actually, because you have a bathtub, bathroom. So vanity, would you do keep it as is, or?
I would definitely upgrade the vanity.
Upgrade it?
As far as the flip goes, yes.
Okay, got you. Mm-hmm. So as a flip, he will probably do this. Actually, probably swap that out. Rental, if anything, maybe just clean it up and see what's going on with it. If not, I'll probably just swap it out for something from Lowe's. You get a vanity for, $125, not bad at all. Couple hundred. Light fixtures, paint. No fixtures in the tub. What I see a lot of people do, which is actually really crafty, they just resurface the bathtub. So versus then swapping it out and ripping it apart and exposing anything that's behind there, they just take either they'll rewrap it or they'll just do an insert that actually kind of overlays your existing bathtub. So if you have a conventional bathtub, which are pretty true to form, they're pretty standard, it's a way to save money. So other than that, keep it as simple as you can for a rental, and then Jay will talk to you what he'll do on a flip in here.
Yes. So as far as the flip goes, what I would do is right now that closet that we was talking about, we have the plumbing on that side. I would catty corner the plumbing and put it on a different wall, so there's no plumbing going through that wall, and I would run the plumbing up to where it's actually coming out of the ceiling, so it gives the rainfall effect, so that we can close this wall off and make it an actual walk-in shower. And then within the walk-in shower, I would do an in-wall build out for the soaps and everything. But just keeping it straightforward but eclectic, nice, clean lines and everything like that.
Like that.
But yeah, it's very much potential is in this property, definitely.
All right, so we just finished up the master bedroom and advancing through. Right here to my left, we have the main floor or second floor main bathroom. Traditional setup, which you'll see there with the vanity, tub, and toilet, everything there. We kind of ran through a little bit. Keep it as simple as possible. Once again, I'm talking to the rental style of this. I'll just do the maybe new tile. I'll probably will do tile in here in the bathroom. Probably do tile in here, do fresh paint. The bathtub, keep it as is. Do another insert as I was staying in another master. Just keep it uniform throughout. Vanity actually looks good to me, so I'll leave it as is. Toilet, you have a linen closet in here, and I will be done with this one here. Keep it as simple as possible. What you think, Jay?
Yeah. So again, you hit on a lot of good points. As far as the rental goes, you want to keep it as simple as possible. Simple saves money. Me personally, if I was doing the flip, what I would do is, as you're going to see that it's not tiled, so I would tile out the tub from the tub lip all the way to the ceiling. I would leave the toilet that's in there now because it's upgraded, but I would change out the vanity, leave the linen closet, and that's pretty much it. And I would also run the vinyl into the bathroom.
Here, so as I stated earlier, this is a 3, 2.5. So upstairs has all your bedrooms, and then also 2 main bathrooms upstairs, right? So we won't have to go into the other bedroom, but kind of the same template. What you're doing here, the new flooring, as we keep saying in there, or throughout the whole household, fresh paint on the walls. Maybe change out the light fixture. Other than that, I'll probably keep this as is. Make sure your closet has the wire racks in there rather than that single pole that people use. I like the wire racks that holds more. Other than that, man, I'm keeping this as simple as possible. If anything, I might come up here and these face plates on the outlets, I'll probably swap those out so you have a nice true pop color and that fresh white. But that's it. That's all I'm doing in here.
Yep. And just another thing to add, as we said, conveniency in the kitchen, I would also bring those USB charging ports / 3-prong outlets up to this floor too, just to make things easier for the people that's gonna buy.
Okay. So we ran through this whole house, so we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to go downstairs and kind of do a synopsis on everything we talked about. I lean more towards the rental side of the house, Jason more so on the flip side by design. So let's go downstairs, and then let's talk about what makes sense for the particular property. All right. We just finished up walking this property. Good property. So now let's actually talk about the numbers, right? So if I were to look at this in 2 different lenses, right? So as we were walking through, I was more so speaking on the rental side of the house, and Jay was talking more so on the rehab side of the house. So as you notice, the delineation between those is basically the effort and money that you're putting into it, right? Rental, you just want to do the bare minimum to where someone is comfortable in that household. To the point to where, what would you do for yourself, if that makes sense? Flip, you're buying for a full gusto, right? You're doing it, you want to do everything in there so you can put it on the market and sell it for top dollar. So just looking at the numbers alone, all right? So I'll let Jay speak to the numbers when it comes to the rehab and also for the rental and what that looks like, but I'll talk to the property. So specs on the property, I mentioned the location already, we're in the Denby area of Newport News. I'm literally 4 minutes away from Fort Eustis, which is a power move for this property. Location it doesn't get much better than that, right? Being close to a military installation, you'll always have people that either want to rent or want to buy the property, so that's always a good. We're about 1,700 square feet. Once again, we're 3, 2.5, so 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and a half bathroom downstairs with the 1-car garage attached to it. Square footage about 1,700 in the property. looking at value as is, I'm coming in here, I'm not doing anything to the property. I'll probably give it at the 120, 125 range. So you take that as a baseline and kind of figure out what makes sense for you when it comes to rental and flipping, right? So numbers don't lie, right? Don't get emotionally attached to it. You're looking at it just sheerly on numbers. So if I were to say this property is valued at the 125 range as is, Jay will talk to the numbers on rental versus rehab.
Yep. So with the rental rate, everything that Patrick said that he would like to get done, the labor and the material costs would be approximately $5,000, and that's good because for this property, and correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, you said we can get at least $1,350.
So yeah, and very good point. So when we ran the comps on this, and that's a very good point. So when you're running comps, most people automatically assume you have to run comps only on a resale house. Not at all. Even when you do rentals, you have to make sure you are at the fair market value, right? So in Hampton Roads, typically a 3-bedroom for fair market value is about 1,500 square feet, $1,500 a month. Now, what they still do though, and when I say they, anyone that's either running comps on the home or even like Section 8, which I'm a big fan of, and we could talk about that later on, they came in here and already said, hey, as is, this property is already valued at $1,350. So that is a hard fact that this could be rented out at $1,350.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. And that $1,350 is the baseline,
right,
where you can start from. And now transitioning over to the rehab, you already know for the property you can get $1,350, so that puts the value up there at your 150s, your 170s. So when you're doing the rehab, you want to go for the gusto because you're flipping it. So you want to get the maximum money out of the property as possible. The rehab rate, and this is materials and labor included, will be between 35 to 37, I would say. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, you want to do the finishes that when the client or the customer walks in, it's that wow factor.
Right.
And you want to know, as going in, okay, what is my maximum out to where I would still make money?
1,000%. And so when you do that, just kind of re-wrap, and I appreciate you, man. Mm-hmm. So whenever it kind of get this all together, right? So whenever you're doing that, you have to also come up with what makes sense for you. What's your plan? Are you looking for a portfolio builder, or do you want to be in and out, right? So the core fundamental difference between the two as a rental, it's for the long game. So you're okay making a couple hundred a month and just keeping that, right? And really packing at the mortgage, get someone else to pay for it. Flip, on the other hand, you want to be in and out as quick as you can. You want to put in as little money as you can, but still putting in some integrity and quality into it, and then getting top dollar for it. So I think those are the numbers. Numbers don't lie. If you have any questions on this, hit us up. Jay is your man. If you need his contact, hit me up. Jay is not on social media, so if you need to get in contact with him, hit me up directly, and I forward everything to him. Big ups to Josh. Appreciate you recording this. And Akeem, I appreciate you, my brother, for dropping that seed, my brother. That is it, man. This is Chat with Pat. Holla at me if you need anything at all in the real estate game.